Hey guys, Frankie here. So not much else to say. If you want to watch it earlier, I had a rant at halftime, and now just to finish it all up, to put it in full, this was again one of the most embarrassing losses I can ever remember watching of this New York Jets team. And again, that is saying a lot. This Jet team has had many, many, many low points in the last 50 years since they won a Super Bowl. And somehow it's hard to say today was the worst because, again, so many. But this is right up there with the worst, most pathetic, most putrid, most embarrassing, disgraceful game you will ever see out of the New York Jets. And the thing that I think the two words that haunt Jet fans the most are, in my opinion, Rich Cote. When you say those words, Rich Cote, it gives every Jet fan a shudder of that horrible era, 95, 96. I think they won 4 games in those 2 years? They were some of the most pathetic years in the history of the Jet franchise, maybe the most pathetic. And today, against the Bills, we saw Rich Cote levels of patheticness, especially in that first half, in some just truly embarrassing moments. From again missing out on a fake punt to I'm trying to think the right words here. Getting fooled on a fake punt. That's what I'm looking for. Letting a left tackle score a touchdown on a tackle eligible play. Have on one play 3 different holding penalties, which I wasn't even sure. I didn't think that was humanly possible. But, of course, the Jets find a way to do it. Everything that happened today, and of course, the topper of it all, letting Matt Barkley, a 4th-string quarterback for one of the worst teams in the NFL, look like Joe Montana. I'm trying to get the stats. He was 15 for 25, 232 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. That is pathetic. He was only sacked 1 time. They got no pressure on him. None. This was a game in which the entire team, for some reason, I don't know why now, but it seems like they just said to Todd Bowles, no more. And they quit on him. The offense, defense, if you're telling me that was effort, if every Jet player is going to tell me that they tried, then I'll tell them they're not talented. Because that's what that was. That was just awful. Garbage. Again, the defense, what is supposed to be Bowles' bread and butter, couldn't pressure Barkley at all. And then the offense, we know about McCown having 135 yards passing, 2 interceptions. He was awful. The running game, only 83 yards. The highest guy was Cannon and McGuire with 30. Their best wide receiver was Herndon with 34 yards. Who are these people? I mean, yes, the offense is pathetic. Yes, there's not much people. Congrats, Rob. Yes, the offense is pathetic. Yes, it is putrid. Yes, there's been injuries and all that. But against a Buffalo Bills team who is awful with a 4th-string quarterback, you should be able, and you're a 7-point favorite at home, you should be able to win that game handedly. You should. Even if the offense doesn't do well, the defense should at least step up. But no, this was a complete total from everybody. We don't care. It's Eagles-Cowboys tonight, I believe. It was a complete and total lack of effort from everyone. No one cared. No one tried. No one showed up. Disgraceful. Just disgraceful. This is Rich Cote levels of patheticness. And at the end of the day, it's not all of his fault. You can certainly blame the injuries. You can blame McCagnon for the way this team is set up. But at the end of the day, he is the head coach. The buck stopped with him. This is most. You know what it is on Todd Bowles' fault? That his team didn't show up today. That his team didn't care. That his team didn't try. That's on him. You're a coach. You're supposed to motivate your players. Yeah, the players are supposed to, give some of that themselves. But you're supposed to fire these guys up. What kind of speech did you give in the locker room? Hey guys, just do something. I mean, on the Bills, backup job, does it matter? Really? it is. Oh gosh, I'm trying to put it into words. This wasn't like when Sanchez ran into an offensive lineman's rear end because the Patriots were good. Okay, I'm trying to think. This is like that Bills game. Do you still think Patriots are favorites to reach the Super Bowl after a loss against Titans? No. In the AFC, right now, if I had to bet my money, it'd be the Chiefs because the Chiefs have a 2-game home field advantage, and it's 1 because the Patriots have a tiebreaker, so it's a 1-game home field advantage. They're up 2 right now. I think the Chiefs have the but we're good. We got the Chiefs. We got the Patriots. It's on the Jets, and Bulls has to go today. Bulls has to go today. Yes, there is no real benefit that you fire a coach mid-season. There's no real benefit in that unless the team is completely just show nothing, unless it becomes a negative to look at the guy. And yeah, I think if you're Jet fans, there's no Jet fan that wants to see this. There's no Jet fan that wants to see this coach anymore. Doesn't want to see this offensive coordinator anymore. They don't want to see anybody on this team. It has become that toxic. Lizzie, can you close the door, please? Sorry, it's my sister. Got friends up. Okay, whatever. You gotta ignore that. You can't. It has become such a toxic situation there. I feel like for Jet fans, for the poor Jet fans that sat through that game, I apologize. I don't know. Gosh. And if you're a Jet fan, sell your tickets. I tell you for the rest of the season. There's no need to watch this team anymore. Yes, I know the Jets have been a joke for a decade. But you know what? It should be better than this. You should be better than you're a 7-point favorite against a Bills team who is awful. Who in the last 4 games have combined to score, I think, 33 points. They scored 40 today. Against a 4th-string quarterback, and they have a 4th-string quarterback. You can't tell me. I mean, this guy was below Nathan Peterman. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. Nathan Peterman, Matt Barkley. Think about that. So, yeah, that happened. Oh, gosh. And you give up 40 points. You don't even you don't show a little effort. You don't show anything. There's just something about it that is just so, again, pathetic, so putrid, so awful. Think about that. Put that on a t-shirt. I want that trademarked. It really is. It is so embarrassing. And yes, Bowles needs to go. This should be his last game. Tomorrow morning, I want to get the news that Bowles has been fired. I'm sorry. I was a fan of hiring him at the beginning. At the beginning, I was like, to the conference finals in my lifetime. It would be American Conference. It would be AFC. And yes, in my lifetime, no. I don't think it would happen either, but who knows? It really is just – I liked Bowles. When I heard he was hired, I was like, okay, this guy's the defensive guy. I was sick of Rex Ryan. And you know what this game is? This is just like Rex Ryan had a game like this 4 years ago when the Bills – beat up on the Jets, and Geno Smith threw 3 interceptions in the first quarter, and Michael Vick was the backup. He came in. He had 3 more turnovers, and the Bills lost that game. What was it? Bills won that game like 45-10 or something like that. It was a pathetic number. Let's see. The Bills beat the Jets in that game. I think it was October 26th. And then, Okay, so the Bills won that game 43-23. And Geno had 4 interceptions, and Kyle Orton threw 4 touchdowns. Kyle Orton, of all people. Kyle Orton. It really was – that was the tipping point. And then Rex got fired. Idzik got fired. The whole thing was blown up. I don't know if you fire Maccagnan, but I wouldn't be – I don't think you fire Maccagnan because of Darnold, because you want to see if you can develop around him, you might give him a year or 2. But I was not against hiring Bowles. It's like, okay, this guy's a defensive guy, and the first year he was great. Fire the GM, okay. I mean, maybe I'm definitely on firing head coach. If you want to fire the GM, fire the GM. But I might give him a year or 2 more. But hey, this was his first coach. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, this was Maccagnan's first choice as head coach. Or not his first choice. This was his first head coach pick. And he has been a complete disaster. The first season, he was really good, and Fitzpatrick was doing well, and the Jets looked like they were beating the Patriots, and this team looked like they were going to do something. Then they collapsed against the Bills in Week 17, and since then, again, they've been undisciplined. They've been unprepared. They continue to lack talent week after week. They just have these terrible, awful games. They blown fourth quarter leads. It has been a complete joke, top to bottom, these last 2 games. The only good thing the Jets have had in these last couple of years is Sam Darnold. That's it. Foles is 23-35, including 30 losses in his last 43 games. That is enough for him to go. This team is not getting any better. This whole season was about improvement. This whole season was about developing this team. Darnold has not developed, and it's not his fault, and the rest of the team has not developed. And everything that Foles is supposed to do, that was supposed to make this team better, he has failed at it. Gates, I don't know what he's doing as an offensive coordinator. He doesn't look like he knows a clue. This offense is just anemic. They are so unimaginative. It is ridiculous. Thank God they went for the fourth down today and converted it. I mean, I was actually surprised. I mean, they went for it in the second half, but I was like, wow, look at that. They actually decided to be a little gutsy. It really – the Bills have had 8 touchdowns in their first 9 games. They scored 5 today. The defense is supposed to be the Jets' best unit, and they let the Bills score 40 points. Everything about this game – I mean, let's go through the team. Let's go through these stats here. These stats are – oh, gosh. They had the 12 first downs. The Bills had 23. The Jets went 1 for 12 on third down. They went 2 for 3 on fourth down. So if you want to go with that, the Bills had 450 yards. The Jets had 200. The Jets had 4 yards of play. They had half as many passing yards. They had more than half or less than half of receiving yards. They only had 1 penalty. So if you want to have that, only 1 penalty, but it was that ugly 3 holdings. But this team is such – they don't respect their coach. They don't trust him. And you saw it today. They just – after last week and how terrible that loss was, it almost just seemed like we don't have to care anymore. It really is embarrassing. I am blown away at this team's ineptitude. I'm blown away at how bad it has become after the great start they had in week 1 to Detroit, which was the fraud which was – the tease of all teas, that week 1 victory against the Lions. I don't know how the heck that happened. It actually looked like this team was going to be great in the future. And maybe they still will. And you know what? Darnold might still have a bright future. He's got to cut down on the interceptions, but he needs a coach, an offensive coordinator who knows how to use him, and they need a coach and offensive coordinator who are able to trust him more and let him throw downfield a little bit more. It is so frustrating. It is so awful to think about this. And again, how this season started and what it has become. So, I mean, what else do you do? Where the Jets are going nowhere right now with their current head coach and their current offensive coordinator and maybe even their current GM. They're going nowhere. And it is time for Christopher Johnson since his brother is running England or whatever, he's ambassador of England, which I have no idea how he got that job. I mean, that's really what we're going to show England. Hey, England, here's the worst owner in the history of the NFL. It is time for Christopher Johnson to clean house. Again, I don't know about GM, although if you want to fire McCagnon, I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. I would keep him, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it is, how dare they. I'm not going to sit there. Because you look at, Jermaine Kearse, what the heck happened to you? Oh. And again, he did hire Bowles, and this guy is not head coaching material at all. He's barely, defense is supposed to be his priority, and it has been, for the most part this season, terrible. It really does. It bothers me so much to think of how this season, how this team, how everything around it has just fallen apart, how nothing is getting better. This team is going in reverse. And in a year they were supposed to not compete, but at least try to improve for the future and develop for the future. And there's nothing here. Who's the Jets quarterback? Who cares at this point? Right now it's Josh McCown until Darnold comes back. Then he's been kind of coaching the players. Look at hard funny. Yes, it is. The players, man. Everything. This whole season, if you're a football fan here in this area, in the metropolitan area, has been really hard. You've seen the Giants completely squander another win now season. supposedly win now, even though anyone really knew that this team wasn't going anywhere. And now you look at a Jets team that, again, we knew wasn't going to be great. We at least thought they could, develop. That's what it's all about, develop. No, I don't want Geno. I don't want Geno. Gosh, Sanchez, Geno, Old Vic, Fitzpatrick, McCown. The Jets have not had a franchise quarterback since Joe Namath. It's been 50 years, and the Jets have not had a franchise quarterback. Take this win and build off it. Build off what? Build off 3-7? Maybe in the future, but oh gosh, it is. Oh man. So I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I wasn't planning on making this video. I wasn't planning on making the 2 videos I made today. And yes, there will be a video later tonight during the live stream of my final live stream of the day. Cowboys, Eagles. So I'll be reacting to everything that happens this week in the NFL. I didn't plan on this, but just seeing the wreck, just seeing the mess this was today, seeing a team not even care, not give one bit of effort in the first half. They showed a little bit of effort in the second half, which I didn't understand that. I mean, you're down 31. Now you're going to care. It's just, and everything that's been building to this moment. Again, it is time. Jet Rant, weekly news show on Sundays. I don't. Hopefully, this will be the last Jet Rant of the season. Hopefully, tomorrow, at least we'll get a high pick in the draft. That's the only good thing. You know what? We'll get a high pick, and I don't know who we're gonna get. We need a lot of help on offense. Maybe get a runner, receiver, offensive lineman. I don't know. The offensive line has been bad. I don't know what they're gonna get, but we'll see. I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll be able to tell you a video and say that Todd Bowles has been fired. I don't like people losing their job. It's hard out there. You got to get your money. I get that. But you know what? You can't, when you underperform like this, when you don't perform this, and it's not all his fault, but he's the guy, he's the one in charge. His lack of discipline is just infuriated me to the point where, again, this team is so undisciplined that now they can just go out there and not even care. This is the second straight Jet season, I feel like. Second straight Jet. Rex Ryan had this. Geno Bowles has this second straight head coach in which their attitude really bothered me. With Rex Ryan, it was always be happy and positive, even when you're getting blown out by 30 points. That I hated. I hated that. And now Bowles just does not even care attitude, and let players do whatever the heck they want, like it's Animal House. It is so frustrating to think about this. And to all the Jet fans out there, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you've had to deal with this season after season after season after week after week after week. You don't deserve this. 50 years of this. 50 years of this. Jet fans deserve better. They don't deserve, no fan base. Some actually deserve it. Some fan bases are pieces of garbage. But the Jet fan base, 50 years they've watched this team suffer. And with the exception of 1 or 2 moments, it's been abysmal. Other than what? That team in 86, the year where they made it to the AFC Championship game, I think that was 98, and those 2 AFC Championship game appearances in 9 and 10. It's been nothing. It has been nothing for 50 years. And maybe there's good days, maybe there is a good future on the horizon, but it is not with this regime. It is not with this coaching staff. It is not with this head coach. It is not with this offensive coordinator. It's time for them to go. They've had their chance. I don't like firing offensive coordinators after 1 year. But you know what? What has Gates shown me? And Bowles, I've had enough. I wanted him out last year, which I didn't understand at the time. Why would you keep a defensive-minded head coach when you're drafting a quarterback? It makes no sense to me. It is beyond frustrating. And now another season, a season again that was supposed to be about development. They have gone backwards. Okay, yeah. I know the Bills have had force. I'm not saying that the Bills and the Jets are. I'm not saying which one's worse. All I'm saying is no fan base deserves this. Your Bills don't deserve this, Rob. And the Jets. I've grown up watching this team. All right, they were a team when I was like 6 or 7 years old. For Halloween, I would dress up like a Jets player. The pathetic fool that I was. Loser. That's the team I rooted for. And they've nothing. 50 years, nothing. Nothing changes. Ever since Namath, nothing. That's why this team celebrates every Super Bowl. That's why they continue to bring up that Super Bowl, the upset, the miracle, whatever. because that's all they have. Time for you to change teams. I did. And now I'm not even a Jets fan. Now I'm neutral now. But it is so frustrating to watch. It's so frustrating to see. To think Giants are a fool's gold Super Bowl winning team. I will agree. Those were not great teams. Now you're a Giants fan. Oh gosh, I'm not a fan of either team. Those are just teams I talk about the most, and I hope you understand. I try not to be fans of them because I don't want to be fans of two teams. Those are the teams I watch the most, and those are the teams I talk about the most. You can call me a fraud if you want. I don't care. I've been called worse. So, but yeah, the Giants are a fool's gold Super Bowl team, but those are not two good teams. Those were not at all. But they existed. They got it done. Eli was not great. It's not been a great all-time quarterback, but he's got the 2 rings. He has all the stats, and he was great in those 2 runs. But Giants have been better run than the Jets in the last 50 years. Giants have 4 rings? Oh man, it doesn't. Eli has to retire. He does. It's time for him to go. I'm sure I'll be. I'm probably gonna do a live vlog tomorrow. If the Giants lose to the Niners, I'll probably do something then. If they win, I might. Bills should have won Super Bowl 25. Totally agree with you there. I don't know what else to say. Jet fans, you deserve better. You deserve so much better than the patheticness that you've gotten over the last 50 years. And today is just another example of it. Hopefully tomorrow, this will be the end of Bowles. He has gotten too many chances. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I would like to believe that there is a good future on the horizon. Free McCown, yes. Also, in this video, I did use the hashtag FireBowls. So yes, hashtag FireBowls. It is time to go. I'm lucky that I'm from Boston. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, you're gonna get rings. Your Red Sox got a ring. Your Celtics are probably gonna be in the finals. Your Patriots are gonna be one of the top 4 teams in the AFC. I think we've had this talk before. I'm not sure. I think you're a Patriots fan, but Todd Bowles on whether he's worried about getting fired. He says he's never worries about his job. That's a stock answer. You should worry, Todd. You should worry. Christopher Johnson, the CEO of the Jets, surrounded by 4 security people, walked briskly past reporters. I'm not going to talk today, he said. Did not look happy. Yeah. Chris, you got to fix this. Chris, it is time to let go. It is time for this team to blow up this coaching staff. You've got the quarterback. I think you have the quarterback for the future. You just need the right people around him. Look at Jared Goff. In his first year, he looked like a bust. You put Sean McVay around him, everything turns around. Now, did Browns win? I believe the Browns won. Yes, they did. But unfortunately, Sean McVay isn't walking through that door, and this Jets team is nowhere near as talented as this Rams team is. But you know what? A good head coach and a good offensive coordinator is a good place to start. So tomorrow, bring Bowles, bring Gates into your office, and tell them it's over. Tell them it's done, and then you get to studying on who's next. So what needs to happen is time to change. Time to clean house. Time to end this. It's so frustrating. I did not think this was good. I was not sure they were going to lose. I would not be surprised if they lost today. I'm stunned that they lost like this. At home, you don't even give a little bit of effort. At home, in front of your fans, and that's how you respect. That's how you show them love, by not even caring. This is on everybody. It's on the offense, it's on the defense, it's on special teams, it's on Bowles, it's on Gates, it's on McCagnon. The season started with hope. The hope is gone. There is no hope. There is no victor, only doom. I don't know. All right, so I'm about to wrap it up here. So I'll be back later tonight at 11 o'clock for Eagles Cowboys, my 3rd live stream of the day. Sorry that I've done 2 already. It's been a very frustrating day to watch this. It's been a frustrating day to watch these Jets. So sorry Rob, who's been here for both of them. Sorry anybody else. But yeah, I don't usually plan on doing these many, but it's just been that kind of day. It's been that kind of embarrassment. So I'll be back later tonight at 11 or around then for Eagles Cowboys. Until then, Take care, guys. Fire Bulls. It is time to change. Do you think Mahomes is going to be one of the quarterbacks with one good season afterwards struggle? I don't think so. Mahomes looks really good. Mahomes looks like he's the future. All right. Fire Bulls, everybody. God bless.